You're listening to Highside Race Hub Radio, your all-access pass to drivers, owners, and the latest stories. On air now with A. Paul B. 661. Welcome, everybody, to this first edition of Race Hub Radio on this Friday, February 17th. This podcast is a listen over the latest news and storylines over the weekday version of racing in the league. We will do this every Friday in a pre-recorded setting, giving you some driver interviews, storylines, and the current settings of the league. This week in the Riding the High Side Racing League, we've got a follow-up of HMS and the situation they find themselves in, a look at Ethan DeGamer's team, and a short overview of the two races that were run this week at Kansas and Charlotte. So without further ado, let's get into the action. First, we want to look at the season standings so far, this season. So, let me just take a look here. In first place, we've got Miami Joe with 345 points and 6 wins. He's by far got he's in the best place so far. And then second place, moving up one spot, is CKX Whale Fan with 325 points. In third place is M. Wright, and he has 320 points. In fourth place, NASCAR Tron Fan, up to 313 points and 1 win. In fifth place, we have Serving Cone with 302 points. Sixth place, SWGA Country Boy with 298 points and 3 wins. We've got Sawtooth Money in seventh, up 2 spots from his original standings. No, 3 spots. 3 spots. 285 points. In 8th place, Turn Tamari with 283 points, only up 1 spot, and 2 wins. A. Paul B is up 2 spots, tied for 9th with Pittsburgh Steel. Both of them have 264 points and 1 win. In 11th is Ethan DeGamer with 246 points. 12th, Duck Sauce, 239 points and 1 win. SGG Cold Killer is 13th with 236 points, only 3 points back from Duck Sauce, and 1 win. Happy Panda is 14th, 1 point back from Cold Killer with 235 points. Combat Beast with 234 points, just 1 point from 14th, is 15th. 16th, because he has a win, is Big Chief with 232 points. 18th place, Colonic Virus with 225 points and a win. And SCS Willie in 27th place with 103 points and 1 win. The Kansas race had an interesting situation in both lobbies. In CKX Whale Fans lobby, a caution came out near the end of the race, mixing things up a little bit and helping Pittsburgh Steel secure his first win of the season. In Miami Joe's lobby, fuel strategy played a huge part in the end of the race, and some of the leaders ran out of gas while Colonic Virus overcame all other strategies to get his first win of the season. On to Charlotte, the first race the race featured long green flag segments. Both races did, and the fastest cars ended up winning both lobbies from the pole. Big Chief overcame a bad first lap to get to the win in CK's lobby, and in Miami Joe's lobby, NASCAR Tron Fan dominated the race and won handily over the field. At Kansas, the finishing order was in CK's lobby: Pittsburgh Steel in first, Sawtooth Money in second, Zesty Lime Memes in third, NYY 27680 in fourth, CKX Whale Fan in fifth, Happy Panda in sixth, Turn to Mari in seventh, eighth place was Cheeseburger, ninth place Combat Beast, 10th place Trip and Rage, SGG Cold Killer in 11th, Silver Fox 12th, and Little Tank in 13th. In Miami Joe's lobby, we had Colonic Virus get the win, as said earlier, and Big Chief got second. Country Boy third, Indivisible fourth, A Paul B got fifth, running out of gas on the second to last lap. Miami Joe got sixth with some fuel strategy that did not work out. Bovey got seventh, Duck Sauce got eighth, Sound Superior ninth, 10th place goes to Serving Cone, NASCAR Tron fan to 11th. M. Wright to 12th. Ethan DeGamer 13th and 14th belongs to Clue Limits. And at Charlotte, the finishing orders were Big Chief in first place, CKX Whale Fan in second. This is CK's lobby, obviously. Sawtooth Money in third. Turn to Mari got fourth. Fifth place to Duck Sauce. Ethan DeGamer sixth. Silver Fox seventh. Zesty Lime Memes in eighth. Bovey in ninth. Attaboy NASCAR in 10th. SGG Cold Killer 11th. 12th to A Paul B. And 13th goes to SWGA Country Boy. In Miami Joe's lobby, I was unable to get all of the finishing order. I can give you the top 6. Give me, if you would like to give me the finishing order 7th through 13th in the comments below. But first place went to NASCAR Tron fan, second to M. Wright, third Combat Beast, fourth place Serving Cone, Sound Superior in fifth, and NY in sixth. 7th through 13th, again, is unknown. Now, let's go ahead and go back to Friday's Charlotte races and listen in on what the top drivers had to say about them in this new segment of the show called Media Availability. Let's take a look. Well, listen. Welcome everybody to the Riding the High Side Racing League post race media availability. Right here we've got NASCAR Tron fan, driver of the number 14 Stuart Haas Chevrolet. Basically, well, he won the race in Miami Joe's lobby, and he basically led every lap, and as I've heard, Truexed it. So, what did you think of the race? What did you think of your car? I mean, apparently you obviously had a really fast car. So, just tell me a little bit about your side and your point of view of how the race went.
It went really good. The Mobile One Chevy was very good. It turned very good in the center of the corner, and that's how I basically got away from the field. And I got a 17-second lead at one point over second,
Oh
and
boy.
I was just smooth sailing from there and out. There was no cautions. Everybody was relatively clean out there, and I feel like that was one of those ones I had to work for because my teammate Killer Ram 1500 giving me a run for my money, but he unfortunately lagged out with I think 11 to go. He and my other teammate Emray 42 were my only competition out there. I think.
Well, it sounds like you had a really good race and a great car. Those the fact that you had no cautions, it apparently bred a little bit of fuel strategy.
Uh, at that point, fuel strategy, because I was so far ahead, and I don't think it would have came into play at all for the people who were a lap down or at least 18 to 19 seconds back. I don't think they could have caught up with fuel strategy because from what I saw, the people that were doing a different strategy, I was lapping them about every time I get out of the pits. So yeah,
Well, really clean race. Really, a lot of green flag laps were run. Um, just yeah, you got the win. Congratulations.
thank you.
I guess up next were who got second. Actually,
Emery, but he doesn't want to do an interview.
he doesn't want to do an interview. Okay.
Combat Beast finished third, and he wants to.
Okay.
So,
I will get an interview from him then.
all
Thank you
right.
very much for your availability, and we'll see you Saturday. Or no, not Saturday. Tuesday. We're off
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. Have a
All
great
right.
weekend.
Yeah. You too.
That was NASCAR Tron fan, winner of the Charlotte race, the Coca-Cola 600. Okay, so we've got the third place finisher in Miami Joe's lobby, continuing with our High Side Racing League post race media availability. We've got here Combat Beast 24, finished third place. Um, Apparently ran up near the front for the entire race. So just give us an overview of what happened and how you did and how you liked your car and just what you thought throughout the race.
I think the race did pretty well. Oh, for me, I think we had an okay car. Wasn't the quickest, be honest here. We were third to fourth fastest. Couldn't catch Tron or Killblade. And me and M Knight or whoever he was,
Am
we had
right?
at yeah him, and we had a good battle for third place. And Nightblade lagged out. Oh, coming to like 10 to go. So it was a battle for third place between me and Overcone or whatever it is. Serving Cone. There it is. Can't remember. We had we had two issues for me. Both of them were on the apron. Me trying to get up to speed. White line killed me on the first one. Then the bottom of the apron killed me on the second one. And then after the second one, I couldn't catch M right for the rest of the race. So just had to do a hope and a pray for me to get the top three. And it happened.
Well, you finished third. You did a very good job, and just got some points. It was a good points day for you.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
I'm sponsored by Big Chief and Happy Panda. Apparently.
What what's your car number? I forgot.
32. I've been switching to 44 and 32.
Okay.
I don't know why. Ask Joe.
Well, uh, there you have Combat Beast, number 32 in this week's race at Charlotte. Congratulations, man. You did a good job finishing top three.
Yup.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to go to, uh, well, whatever's next. I guess CK's lobby then. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Tuesday.
Alright.
Okay, moving on in the post race media availability, we have CK, driver of the number 31 Chevrolet. He finished second in, well, his own lobby, CK Whalefound's lobby. CK, tell us a little bit about your race, how what you thought of your car, how you did throughout the race and what all happened in your point of view.
I think for us, for specifically me, I guess we'll start off on our car was easily going to be a top five car going into the race. We had a couple minor setbacks during the four lap strictly green rule that we have in the league, which works really well. And we ran in the back for a little while, catching some cars, doing our normal thing with our pit stops. I think we did good with pit road execution all night. Um, the thing that made us good in the long run was being able to work our way back into the top five with a couple of cautions in there. I didn't think we were going to make it back up into the top two, but it came down to a fuel race with 2 laps pretty much was needed to make it to the end for fuel when we all came back down. Some of us had different plans. I know I had a different plan where I ran it out and then went back in for the half lap of fuel. I thought I was going to make it out of pit road to claim first, but by the time I was out and getting ready to keep going again, I was 5/10 from Big Chief, and from there I wasn't able to compete going forward and get to closer to him. So that was kind of a major setback, but at the end of the day, RCR is 1-2 finally this season, and hopefully we can get some more of our guys into the chase with wins.
Very good race for RCR for sure. So tell us a little bit about like what could you go into detail a little bit about the first few laps after one of those cautions? Because you said we had a little bit of difficulty there.
Really the difficulty was just getting out of the way of some guys that were loose at the beginning of the runs. I know Zesty had a bad car at the beginning, and that affected us a lot throughout the race. But I mean, really, there are some guys that are either slow out there or cars that are just too loose and about to get something's gonna happen out of it kind of thing. And with those setbacks, it didn't really help that we were back there. But I mean, working our way to the front was a key thing all night. I mean, RCR wouldn't have won that race if that 20 car and the Country Boy, if them two didn't lag out, we probably wouldn't have saw a win at all in that race. We could have at least came second and fourth maybe, but I mean, we were close to at least getting a chance to win that race. But I mean, with the factors that were in that race, I think it gave us a setback and allowed us to win. So I guess it's some in-game luck, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 20 car and 88 both had bad luck in that race, so that certainly did help. So overall for you, however, it was a very good race. You were able to make up ground and get up there running up in the top three, and that's why you're here now.
Yep.
So that's all the questions I've got for you. Congratulations on your top three podium finish, and we wish you the best on Tuesday, off on Saturday.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right. Okay. There's the point of views and perspectives of each of the drivers that finished the drivers that I could get a hold of that finished in the top three in each lobby. Up next, after this break, we're going to have an interview, or we're going to take a look at some of the storylines that happened over the past 5 days since Monday when I went over those storylines. And then we are going to talk to the driver of the number 34 car, Sound Superior. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, I know this is a brand new show, so I don't expect many viewers, but I would like to add some commercials for spots like this. Anybody who has an editing or recording software, or just wants to add their own thing, can hit me up. Let me know if you do, and I will add your commercial right in this spot. Contact me either in this video or on Xbox, gamertag APaulB661. Now back to the show. back to High Side Race Hub Radio. Now on to the second half of the show with A Paul B 661. Okay, so you actually heard from about half the people that I actually wanted to talk to before the break, but that's the kind of the idea of what I want to do is I want to be able to actually talk to the drivers after the race and get their perspectives. So we talked to Tron Fan, we talked to Combat Beast, and we talked to CK. So anybody else who would like to talk, please do so. It would help me out greatly for every one of our race hub videos. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to our headlines. Welcome back, by the way, to our show. This is Race Hub Radio. This Friday night. I mean, it's a little bit late. It's actually Saturday now, but um, we're going to take a look at these headlines, and it's a little bit interesting. Country Boy is now the new owner of Hendrick Motorsports. Good luck to him. Some interesting things happened over the week, so we now have Country Boy as an owner. That's exactly what he wanted to be before he even started the league. So he got his wish, and obviously did not quit the league like I thought he would at the beginning of the week. So we're gonna go ahead. I do wish him luck. He's got a very slim team now. I don't know if there's any chance that he's going to win the team championship anymore. But I think that's going to be the start of a great team. Maybe not this season, maybe not even next season, but here in the following seasons, I think Country Boy is going to be a team to Country Boy's team is going to be a team to beat because he's very good strategically and he's very good in a race car. He actually has let's see, 3 wins already. Yeah, I mean he's really good, especially at the short tracks. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next headline. Ethan DeGamer and his team, they are having a little bit of struggles. Ethan posted a video on on the league club on the Xbox that showed he and his teammate getting into it just a little bit. So that creates a little bit of tension between Ethan and Bovey, his assistant, and I just want to hope that they work that out because that team, their last place in the team standings, they haven't been able to get very many people on each race, and this season has been a real struggle for them. Ethan had uh, Ethan had some issues in the draft. He didn't quite get what the people that he needed, and all of his picks were busts, which is rather unfortunate because he's a really good driver. At Charlotte, he was running for the lead at one point, and he was running third when the incident with his assistant happened, and you just want to hope that they get things worked out. Um, that's my own personal view, and I hope the listeners all feel the same way as well because that I mean it's a little bit of an issue for them. Um, and next season should be a little bit better for Ethan. I think he's going to work a little bit harder in the draft, and I think he's going to draft at least as good of people that he can. Um, so after all of these headlines are done, and actually that was it. Uh, after all this, we're gonna go ahead and talk to Sound Superior. He's on his way now, and uh, we we're gonna talk about a few little things about what he's how he's been and his career so far in NASCAR. Um, Man, on Monday, I think I want to get a hold of Bovey. So, uh, I hope for him next. So expect that. Um, but let's go ahead and move on to the talk to Sound Superior. He's actually here right now. So, let's go ahead and talk to him, and I will get a recording going. Welcome, everyone, back to Race Hub Radio. Joining me here tonight is the current number one substitute drivers for Zesty Lime Memes team, making almost every race since he joined the league just a couple of weeks ago and establishing himself as a good all-around driver. Typically the driver of the number 34 Ford with 2 top 5s at Talladega and Charlotte so far. We have Sound Superior online with us. How are you, Sound?
I'm doing great.
Well, that's good. I basically we're gonna go ahead and start off with how you got into this league. You got in starting before Bristol and couldn't make that race, correct?
My first race actually was Texas. I couldn't make Bristol because of work, but Texas I ran pretty well. I got lucky near the end.
Yeah, I don't even remember where you finished. I can't even
I think
look
it
that
was
up.
third.
Third?
Yeah, I think that was third because I remember it was a couple laps ago, and then I was in seventh, and a lag wreck took out a portion of the leaders in front of me.
Oh
Spots.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they were all pining for a caution because of that, but lags are difficult to deal with, but they might be coming up with a rule for that.
Okay, well, check my facts here. I should actually have corrected that to 3 top 5s. He's got 3 top 5s in 5 or 6 races at Texas, Talladega, and Charlotte. So, um, you got into this league, got started off your first race with a top 5 finish, which is really good. Um, and then you went on to Talladega, and what happened there? I mean, I believe you got second place there, which is a really good finish.
Yeah, near the end of the race, it kind of became a fuel mileage race. People were just running to the end of their tank, and I was running with CK pushing me, and we were trying to catch the 11, and we finally caught and passed him. But then, just about a lap later, he came in for, I believe, a half a tank of fuel, just enough to make it. And we decided when we came around, I believe the next lap, we both took a can of fuel, and we kind of figured that now, in retrospect, we should probably taken a half can and probably made it ourselves. Since we came in later than him, and he was able to make it on half tank, we probably would have been in front of him after the pit cycle.
He barely made it on half a tank.
Yeah, I believe he said he ran out directly at the line as soon as he took the checkered.
Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and move on. From Talladega, we went to Kansas Speedway. Explain what exactly happened there. You didn't really get a good finish. I believe you finished ninth in that race.
Yeah, I tried to push my fuel a little bit further since I kind of felt miffed about Richmond, where I had pretty much one of the fastest cars, and I accidentally took myself out with accidentally disconnecting by just random occurrence that I keep my thumb over my start button for some reason sometimes, and I accidentally disconnected early on, wasn't able to return. But with Kansas, I just tried to push my luck and see if I could get one on fuel mileage and extend far enough, but I ran myself out and just had to coast around to get fuel.
Yeah, that does happen every once in a while. I mean, it happened. It happened to 3 or 4 people actually during that race. So you weren't the only one who ran out of gas. Um, Now we're gonna go ahead and go to yesterday's race, which was Charlotte Motor Speedway. How did you do there? I believe you got a top 5. Go ahead and go through that race with us.
Let's see. The first couple laps were relatively tame until we crossed the line for the second lap, and when we went through turn 4, there was a lag wreck. I believe the 41. I don't remember which numbered car it was, but wrecked in turn 4, and it caused everybody to be split up from each other. And once we got going again, everybody was quite a bit apart from each other pretty much throughout the rest of the race. From that point on, there were no other cautions, and there wasn't actually any cautions at all since we hadn't passed the 5 lap mark for early in the race. And I just kind of decided I needed to push my car as far as I could up to at least 1 lap of fuel to try to extend how far I could be ahead of everybody. Eventually, I got at least 1 lap down every so often on pit stops, but I was able to get back to only being the first car a lap down and finishing 5th at the end.
So you played a little bit of fuel strategy while pushing your car really hard, huh?
Yep.
Well, sounds like you did a pretty good job with that. I do want to ask you. I mean, in Monday's video race hub, we went over how Zesty Lime Meme's team was doing. Um, they Zesty, I know, had a really good car in CK's lobby. Who all was in your on Zesty's team in your lobby, or the lobby that you were in?
For yesterday?
Yes.
Let's see. I believe for Zesty's team, I believe Zesty was in the lobby.
Zesty was in what was in CK's lobby.
Oh, I was thinking of the 44. I think. Let's see. Don't believe anybody else really. The only other one I can think of is like the 16 and the 17, but they're for Miami Joe's team, and I believe both of them lagged out during the race. The 17 lagged out at the very start. He turned left, went towards the grass, and lagged out entirely.
Wow, that's unfortunate. And he was the lobby host, wasn't he?
Yep. And then we lost another driver that would have been the backup lobby host, and it was just kind of like, well, we gotta have somebody now to take care of who's gonna be host.
It should have been Tron Fan, I believe. He's the other guy.
Yeah, he was the main lobby house after that, and he ended up winning.
Yeah.
From the pole.
He didn't have to make any caution decisions.
Yep, that's lucky.
So, the team that you're on. We talked about it on Monday. It's been in It's been in a little bit of a struggle. I know that Turn to Mari and Zesty Lime, they were both decent at Charlotte. They were running top. Well, I know Zesty was running top 5. Turn to Mari was top 10 car. But your team has actually been struggling just a little bit. Can you enlighten us on what the situation has been?
From what I've heard, it's mainly been just a bunch of little things going on throughout the team that are kind of like pulling at the seams here and there. to the point where drivers are being pulled into other teams and being pulled back into other teams. Like at one point a few days ago, I was traded to the 17 to Miami Joe's team, and then I was told immediately yesterday I was pulled back into Zesty's team. So it's just kind of all over the place, and with finishing positions, it's a little difficult to deal with when they're not in the same lobby as you. It's kind of hard to tell what they're doing.
That is right. Going back to what was going on in those transactions. Let's take a look at back at those. And I mean, obviously, the our listeners are not going to be able to see this, but we had on the 13th at 2049, which is 849. Kombat, Beast, and Sound Superior were traded to Miami Joe for WWE Fan and Pirate Menace. Lime traded you guys to Miami Joe. And then Miami Joe turns back around and sends Indivisible and Sound Superior to for WWE Fan. And that was just the next day, almost 24 hours later. And then 24 hours after that, WWE Fan went back to Miami Joe's team, and Indivisible and Sound Superior went back to Lime's team. So it was a very confusing situation as far as all of that happenstance. And thank you for bringing that up. That is, I guess, one of the problems with that team is it can get really confusing who their teammates are and who they're going to work with for the next race. Maybe a little bit of stability is what you guys need to really be able to improve your game. Am I right?
Right. It would probably make a lot more sense if there was stable teams throughout even 5 races or even 6 races. It'd be nice if it was throughout the entire season, but it would definitely improve overall team morale and getting towards a overall team championship with better results.
In the team championship points, taking a look at that again, you guys have 797 points, which is about 450 points off of NASCAR Tron Fan, who has the lead. And you are 35 points from the next team up, which is Daddy Big Clip's team, or BKR, and they are 6th. So you guys are 7th in the team standings. Definitely gonna probably completely out of the team championship at this point. But I don't know. You guys might try to make that up, but you don't have enough people that can make it to every race, you know?
Right.
So it's just and the driver performance hasn't been there like it was at the very beginning of the season. Turn Tamari hasn't been performing as well as he did at the beginning as well. He usually does very well at those 1.5-mile tracks, and he struggled mightily at Charlotte. Zesty could kind of make up that difference, but he's been involved in some bad luck situations, and you've run out of gas yourself at Kansas. So, is there anything that you can do to try to improve your team situation at Dover?
For Dover, it's a slightly different situation because it's a mile track, and It's a little bit more like wearing on the tires, but we should be able to work together to improve how we run, improve our lap times so that even though we're probably wearing into our tires further, we can try to improve on our fuel mileage. And that should improve our positions and then possibly even pull in a good finishing position like I pulled Charlotte last week or yesterday.
Where, I don't know these things. So where were you running on average? Just what position car did you have? Do you think?
It was kind of hard to tell since I qualified 10th, and within the first two laps, there was that caution, or not even a caution, or that wreck that split us all apart. And I was running 10th and ninth for most of the race. Near the end, I started running 7th and 8th. And then I got lucky on my fuel strategy getting me in the 5th.
Okay.
It was kind of hard to tell exactly what kind of car I had since I was just kind of going through the motions. Okay, I'm gonna be stuck in this position for a while since it's hard to catch anybody since everybody's split so far apart. Okay, now I'm improving a couple positions later in the race. I'm just trying to let my fuel strategy put me in a good position.
Okay. Well, hopefully you have a really good car at Dover, and we wish you, we, I, oh well, I as the primary media member, wish you the best of luck um, at Dover and at the following race, which, oh, I don't remember where the next race is. Is that, no?
Pocono.
Pocono. Oh boy. How
That's gonna
good
be
are you
fun.
there?
Uh, I'd have to kind of practice there a little bit more, but I've been improving on getting into turn one and getting around the track. I need to get some adjustments to see how fast I can actually go there.
Well, once again, good luck. And we've already talked about how to go fast around Dover, so um, hopefully hopefully everybody is going to be able to get around, and at least at the very beginning we all need to just drive with a little bit of ease. It's a very long race. It's 100 laps at Dover, so um, just just want everybody to get through the race cleanly. But for you, I wish you the best, and just do well. And that's, I mean, that's about. We've gone over 15 minutes into the interview, so uh, um, yeah, that's really all I've got. I want to thank you for doing this interview, and just good luck for the rest of this season.
Well, thank you. I was glad to be on the show.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good weekend. We're off
You too.
we're off Saturday, so see you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
That was Sound Superior, everyone. On with us for this Friday edition of Highside Race Hub Radio. That is it for tonight's Race Hub Radio. That was Sound Superior. I want to thank him for joining us on the show. I want to thank NASCAR Tron Fan, and I want to thank CK and Combat Beast for joining us on this show, tonight's episode of Race Hub Radio. Um, come back, come back to us Monday night. I'll have a Race Hub video up for you guys, and next Friday I'll be able to do another Race Hub radio. Hopefully that one will come out on time because this one is a day late. I understand. I am sorry about that. Some things came up that were not expected. So thank you guys. That's all for tonight. And I will we'll be back Monday. Have a good week, and actually a good weekend, because we have Saturday off. Join us on Tuesday for another race that's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Happy Panda should be the one that is going to record that, but we'll find out. I will talk to you next time. Bye.